Hey guys, Sophia here with Turquoise Toffee, and I'm back with another video. Today we're talking about the 2023 IFBB Pro League Republic of Texas. We've got Pro Bikini and Pro Wellness. These women looked so good. These were crazy top fives, unreal. And I've got a couple more recaps from the weekend still coming your way, so make sure you subscribe. All right, so in terms of Olympia, it is the top three from last year's Olympia who automatically qualify. And then it's the winner of each contest that gets to go. There's no points, there's no tiered system, there's no automatic in for anybody if someone's already on the list. Nope, it is just the first place winner. So here is the scorecard for Pro Bikini. A large lineup, but here's the top five. In first place, Alexis. Second, India. Third, Adair. Fourth, Jordan. And fifth, Tara. And if you look a little bit closer at the scores, super close. 1 point separating third place and fourth place. Oh man. Okay, so here's Tara in fifth. I think she looks amazing. When I look at all of the photos of the top five that she's gotten so far in this qualification period, this one is my favorite. I think her posing is the best. She's really upright. Her shoulders are level. You notice that hourglass shape, beautiful positioning of the legs. So posing is bang on. Of course, I love the color of the suit. Beautiful shade. It's a lot more of a greeny tone. Like I would almost say it's a mint green, and I love it. It looks so good. And then I think her conditioning is fabulous. I love the amount of detail you're getting in her back quad, in this front quad. She looks amazing. Great delts. Just overall beautiful. I would certainly try to keep the hair to the back, but I know it's just a photo. She could have moved it 1 second later. I think top to bottom, she looks really, really good. One thing I did notice in the lineup photo is that her tan was not as dark as the other girls. So I definitely would have just done another coat or whatever you got to do just to be a little bit darker and have the muscles show even better in the lighting. But overall, I think she looks amazing. She's got absolutely beautiful shape. Okay, next in fourth place is Jordan, and I can see that the photo is a little bit blurry, but you still get a really good idea of her shape, her conditioning, her posing. She's stunning. I love how hard she looks. You've got a real great amount of outline in the muscles in her arms. Her abs look super firm, really great detail in the obliques, and a lot of lines coming through in her legs. So her conditioning looks really good. She looks strong, athletic, just awesome, really lean, really hard, and I love that. Of course, the suit color again is beautiful, bright turquoise, looks so good. I think her hair is gorgeous. I love the face framing waves. She just looks really pretty and light and beautiful. The only thing, if I'm going to be super nitpicky, I think she could have a little tiny bit more roundness right in this part of the delt. Right here. That's it. I think she's got a beautiful curve on the side, a nice shape on the top, but just at this kind of corner right here could be a little bit more rounded. That's honestly the only thing I could think of. She looks really good. You got a great view of her hourglass shape, nice size in the legs. You've got a good hamstring, a good glute, super lean. She looks amazing. Okay, next is Adair in third place. Gorgeous. So Adair does have those perfectly round delts from top to bottom. Love it. Looks so good. And I saw her in person at the Toronto Pro, and her lower body is phenomenal. A lot of size. It's deceptive when you see these photos. She's got a lot of muscle in her lower body. The glutes are incredible. And I think of all of these photos, this photo here at this show really shows you how tiny her waist is, and the conditioning is fantastic. The line is really easy to see. She's got this groove between the quad and the glute. Nice detail coming through on the back leg. I just think she looks really amazing. You definitely notice the width of her upper body narrowing down into her tiny waist, and then a fantastic glute. Her shape is really awesome. It's super full, it's super big. So a beautiful third place for Adair. Okay, next and second is India. So exciting seeing her in the top 5. She looks beautiful as well. I love that royal color on her with the dark hair. Gosh, she looks unreal. She also looks super hard and very athletic. Lots of lines, gorgeous amount of shine in this hip. Oh, I think it's so flattering. Really shows you that beautiful groove she's got here. And I definitely noticed the curve in her back. Extremely small waist, super flat stomach. Just fantastic. She's got a nice width to her upper body, nice curve to the delts, but man, it's this shape that really catches my eye. Just how curvy she has in her hourglass figure. Unreal. The waist, the lats, beautiful. I do think that she could have a little bit more of that roundness and fullness on the top part of her glute, like particularly when we just saw Adair with so much size. I think India could definitely have a little bit more here, but I do think in terms of her own frame, she's got just a beautiful silhouette. Really gorgeous buttery skin. You know, she's lean, but you don't have a lot of vascularity. She just looks smooth and gorgeous, and I love it. She looks fantastic. And now Alexis in third place. Wow. So many things stand out to me about Alexis. First of all, her waist is extremely small. From behind, from the side, from the front, no matter what, you cannot help but see how narrow her waist is. She poses perfectly to show that off too. So you just see this amazing shape, tiny waist, great detail also, the oblique, some detail in her serratus, just the flatness in the abs. It's incredible. But what really makes you notice the smallness in her waist is the size in her upper body and lower body. So she's got these very full round lats, amazing delts that are perfectly round, nice size in the muscles in the arms too. So she's just super wide, super like beefy and muscular and tiny waist, and then a lot of size in her lower body. She's got very large glutes, crazy big hamstrings, and great detail also. Lots of lines coming through, the groove down the front of the leg. Like, she just nails it all. Her posing is fabulous. You definitely notice her hourglass shape. The color of her suit, of course I love it, but it just looks great on her with her dark skin, the beautiful curly hair. I think she's incredible. What sets her aside, though, for sure, is her overall hourglass shape. And from behind, it's undeniable. Okay, so here's a look at the lineup. I know that it is very zoomed in and it's blurry and it's not the greatest photo, but I always try to use the official photograph so that you can see how the girls looked side by side on the stage. And even in this quality of photo, you can see some of those things that I've mentioned. You see the beautiful delts on Adair and that crazy good size. You see how small the waist is on India. You see that beautiful skin, the glossiness, that great shape. Jordan, I think you notice her amazing definition, that nice sweep to her quad in the back leg. And Tara, beautiful overall shape as well. A lot of nice definition coming through, but definitely she could be darker, right? Compared to the other girls, she's a little bit she could have more of that tan, that richness in the skin. And with Alexis, I definitely noticed the size in the legs, her hamstrings, the detail coming through, but also the smallness in her waist. But it's the back shot that really, really impresses me. Okay, look at how undeniably hourglass Alexis is. So wide up top, a perfect triangle from her shoulders to her waist. And then amazing glutes and nice fullness and roundness in the legs. And great definition. You've got the tie-ins are easy to see, a bit of lines coming down the hamstring. It's perfect. I don't think anybody else has as easy to see of a triangular shape to their upper body. I think India could probably play a little bit with how close she's keeping her feet. You just want to have, that width to the bottom to make your eye go from corner in and back to corner, whereas I find she's got a little bit more of a straightness to the way that she's standing. Everybody has beautiful lines and shapes. I think Adair has some fabulous tie-ins here, but nobody has the shape like Alexis. And the way that she's cut her hair is perfect also. So unreal. Okay, so in terms of Olympia, Alexis is qualified. Moving on to Pro Wellness. In first place, Frida. Second, Renee. Third, Tracy. Fourth, Carrie. And fifth, Deborah. And the scores were very even all the way through. Okay, so here's Deborah in fifth place. Another stunning suit. The suits are so good. This color looks great. Just a beautiful, very popping against her skin tone. She's got a lovely size to her lower body. Particularly, I noticed in the back pose, you definitely see the size in her legs. I'm loving the curve in her glute. She's got good sweeps, just a great amount of size. I do think, though, that the conditioning could have been a little bit more so that there was a bit more of that detail coming through in the delts. Just if that line was a little bit sharper to see, maybe a little bit more detail coming through on the back leg, just a tiny bit, just a little bit more of those sharp lines coming through. But I think her size is great, and her makeup, the suit, all of the details that she's chosen look perfect. So she's very beautiful. Love her obliques. It's amazing. Okay, next in fourth place is Carrie. Now she looks super conditioned. I love it. You've got a lot of detail coming through in the shape of her arms. Her quads are just crazy, beautiful lines coming through. The sweep looks amazing here. Her obliques, her serratus, conditioning is awesome. I do think she could separate the feet a little bit so that we can see more of the back leg. Right now, this fantastic quad is hiding some of the hamstring of the back leg. So maybe she could try just having a bit more space. And while I adore all of the lines and think that the conditioning looks so cool, I do wonder if maybe she should have had a little bit more softness. I notice in the back pose in the lineup that she's got quite a bit of detail coming through on the glutes. So that might be something that she needs to really get completely perfect. You don't want to be too hard, but you also want to be hard, right? It's so difficult. But I think she looked amazing. Gorgeous red suit. She's awesome. Okay, next in third place is Tracy. Holy smokes. The size of her legs is awesome. So much mass in her quads, in her hamstrings, her glutes, unreal. She's got lots of size, beautiful detail coming through on the back leg, but I do wish that you could see the line a little bit sharper in the quad in the front, that line that comes down and separates the glute from the quad and the hamstring. Tiny waist. I think she's really sideways, so you kind of lose a little bit of the size of the upper body, which I know is not as important in wellness, but to me, I would like to just see a little bit more of the curved shape. So if the shoulder could be just a little bit more out, but still, I think her legs are amazing. She looks gorgeous. It's a very dark suit with the dark hair. To me in this photo, it's not quite popping as much as we've seen some of the other colors on the other girls, but it is different in a photo than it is in real life. And maybe with the sparkle, it is a different story. But I think she looks really beautiful. Great makeup. I love that you can see some green in her eyeshadow to complement the suit. And she's amazing. Okay, next and second is Renee. Holy conditioning looks awesome. She's got so many lines and detail coming through in her legs. great groove, a gorgeous line outlining the quads. The back quad looks fabulous. Her midsection is so lean, lots of vascularity, great oblique. She looks really, really fantastic in the conditioning, in her size. A few things though, I think she could maybe, this is so nitpicky here, but I see this gorgeous amount of size coming and the curve here, and then it almost comes down a little bit. So I would love if we could get a little bit more of the curve right in this part of her glute. Don't know how, don't know if that's a posing thing or if it's an actual building of the muscle, but just a little bit more roundness right here. The other thing I'm noticing with Renee is the way that she's posing or the way that she's developed. I do feel that she's almost forward with her shoulder. And when we go to our next competitor in first place, it's a little bit more of an upright look. So if Renee could somehow be a bit less crunched in, a little bit less of that leaning to the side and just open up the shoulder, pull up the chest, feel like she's opening the clavicle and twisting the front, I just think it would make her overall silhouette a little bit more noticeable. And I don't know, it's just a suggestion, but I think she looks really good. Great size, great conditioning. The suit looks good. Her hair is beautiful. And I love her eye makeup. Just so glam. It's really smoky and beautiful. So a gorgeous second. Okay, here's Frida in first place. This is exactly what I meant about being really upright and tall. Her shoulders are open, they're level, the clavicle is up, the chest is up, the lats look beautiful. You just really see this shape very clearly. And I know that wellness isn't all about the upper body, but you still want to have that gorgeous line that your eye follows from top to bottom. And I think she nails it. And I do see also that the photo is a little bit blurry, but you still get a great idea of her conditioning. Oh my gosh, I love this line she gets right here where the glute comes in towards the quad. Great detail in her hamstrings. Gorgeous shape. She's just got these beautiful curvy lines, nice flat stomach, beautiful obliques. The way she's posing, you got a great view of the muscles in her arms. I think she looks stunning. She looks tall. She looks upright. She looks poised, confident, great hair. I love the volume. I love the makeup. Just from top to bottom, gorgeous. I don't think she has the most size compared to some of the other girls, which you will see in a second when we get to the lineup photos. She could definitely have even more in the quads. More size in the glutes, more everything. The wellness is all about the size, but I think her overall package looks really good. The conditioning, the posing, that bright suit, the makeup, she's beautiful. Okay, so here's the side by side. I added Deborah in on the side, and this is where I think you can see how the size on some of these girls is so impressive. Carrie, the quads are amazing. Tracy, the hamstrings, the glutes. Renee, that's where I think you can see a little bit. She could have a bit more of that roundness on the top. Frida's shape, though, is so good. Beautiful roundness to the glute. Great curve to the quads. And I just love how upright and open her upper body is. Deborah, I think, has some fabulous size as well. Beautiful detail in the obliques. To me, Frida is just glowy. The light is really shining beautifully on her. You just notice how upright and tall and gorgeous she is. But again, not the biggest. Like, definitely you can see there are some larger legs than Frida, but just her overall silhouette really shine through. And maybe you can see what I mean about Renee looking a little bit more of that sideways, particularly compared to Frida. Okay, now from behind, wow. Frida definitely stands out here. Her definition is perfect. So you have really good detail in the ham tie-ins with the glutes. The quad sweep looks awesome. I think she's got a good posture. Like, her pose is really good to have a big width in the bottom, very narrow waist, and beautiful width to the upper body. Carrie beside her, I think, has some amazing size, great lines, but that's what I'm talking about. Maybe tiny bit too conditioned. Like there's some striations coming through in the glutes, and you got to be so careful. Deborah, I can't get over the size in her legs. From behind, it's even more noticeable than in the front. A lot of size in her inner thigh. Though I do find that I'm losing her upper body a bit, so maybe if she stood a little bit more upright and even trimmed the hair into a bit more narrow of a shape, I think that would definitely help. Renee, I feel that we're losing her upper body here, whether it's her elbows are too pinched, or I don't know exactly, if she needs to just keep working on some size in the upper body, but it's just a lot of straightness before I see her amazing lower body. Whereas when you compare her to Frida, Frida has a lot more of that triangular shape. And Tracy, gorgeous, great lines, great shape, great conditioning, amazing tiny little waist. I think she could also have the hair a little bit more in that V shape just to show off the delts a bit. But overall, this was incredible. And I think it was a really good win for Frida. So in terms of Olympia, there she is. Frida is now qualified. So there are more shows coming up this weekend. Make sure you subscribe. I'll be back with recaps of all of those contests as soon as I can. Give me a like if you like this video, comment your thoughts below, and come find me. I'm at turquoisetoffee.wordpress.com and of course on Instagram at turquoisetoffee.